What's up, everybody? My name is Joe Brown. This is the Heresy Financial Show, and China has recently warned the United States, stay away from Taiwan. They said they will fight to protect against Taiwan's independence. They will fight to the very end. So in this video, we are talking about why I believe a conflict with China over Taiwan is the biggest potential black swan this year. Ready? Let's dive in. If you have a portfolio of stocks, whether it's the S&P 500, an SPY or a Vanguard S&P 500 fund, or a similar basket of stocks that are primarily domestic, based in the United States, raise your hand if you think the risk of war on United States soil is being priced into those stocks. I would not put my hand up if I were you, because the chances of a war happening on US soil and something like that escalating to the point that would put major American corporations in danger is virtually zero. Now, you might be asking, well, why in the world am I bringing up war on American soil for S&P 500 stocks? It's because right now, S&P 500 stocks are down just about 20% from their all-time high earlier this year. If we take a look at Taiwan's ETF, this is the iShares ETF that is based off of the basket of stocks that make up the Taiwan stock market. It is also down just about 20% from its all-time high early this year. This means that the market is pricing in the chance of military conflict in Taiwan at a big fat zero, because it has moved in lockstep with the S&P 500 since earlier this year. It was trading at all-time highs earlier this year, so was the S&P 500. It is now trading about 20% below that all-time high number, so is the S&P 500, pricing in zero risk of something that is continuing to escalate, this potential conflict between the United States and China over Taiwan. And recently in a press conference, Biden was asked directly, would you intervene militarily over Taiwan? And he flat out said, yes. And in response, China said, if anyone dares to secede Taiwan from China, we will not hesitate to fight. We will fight at all costs. We will fight to the very end. This is the only choice for China. And in a move that escalated things even further, in a private message, China recently warned the United States to stay out of the Taiwan Strait. They claimed that the Taiwan Strait is not international waters and that the United States needs to stay out. However, the United States says that much of the strait constitutes international waters, and so they routinely send naval vessels through the waterway as part of a freedom of navigation exercise, meaning there's no purpose to it other than to flex and say we're going to send our military vessels through here as a sign that we are still maintaining these as international waters, regardless of what you say. Either way, conflict is escalating, and the market is not pricing in any chance of it escalating into an actual military conflict. Now, I certainly hope that the market is right about this. 100%, I do not want any additional military conflict in the world, especially given everything that is already happening. That being said, it is still possible something happens here. And if so, it's very likely that something like EWT, that is the ETF that tracks the Taiwan stock market, falls very quickly from where it's at as a result. If this happens, anybody who is either hedged because they own stocks there and they want to hedge, or somebody who wants to just speculate by maybe buying some out of the money puts, could probably have an opportunity to profit off of this potential black swan. At the end of the day, it does seem like it is in both parties' interest, the United States and China, to maintain the relationship that they have and maintain the relationship, strange as it may be, with Taiwan right now, especially given how interconnected the world is and how reliant everybody is on what comes out of Taiwan computer chips. And the longer we can go without conflict escalating out of hand, the longer it will give places like the United States, to build factories stateside, domestically. There are many chip makers, many semiconductor factories that are building new factories. And the longer we can make it without any sort of conflict escalating means better for everybody, because then it means that the conflict actually dies down. It diffuses the situation because it'll give the United States time to invest in semiconductor production stateside, domestically here. That way it's not such a contentious issue. So here's to hoping that global leaders start to think rationally for once and start to put the actual needs of their constituents over their own. As always, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.